Hey, what's going on, brothers and sisters in the Lord Jesus Christ? We're going to make this quick video right now. Vince has given me 2 books right here. One is called The Vanishing Proof of Evolution, and the other one is called The Evolution Handbook. So, brother, tell me a little bit about this book. What's it about?
A book review, yes. So I'm a huge fan of all of the proofs for creation. That was one of the first things that God used to help straighten me out. When I first became saved, I was kind of a theistic evolutionist. I was trained as a geophysicist at the University of Texas. 4.5 billion year old Earth, long age sequences, sedimentation, strata, rocks, all that sludge, right? And I came out college a little confused because I always thought, gee, you know, if an animal dies, I don't see a perfectly formed set of bones lying on the ground for a long time, slowly covered up by silt with a river. I see it all torn to pieces by buzzards in a short order. And it wasn't until I was saved and I went to the Institute for Creation Research. At the time, their headquarters were in El Cajon. They've since moved to Dallas, Texas. They built a new museum and planetarium, by the way. It's really neat. I wish I could go attend the opening of it. And there I saw a piece of sandstone with a Chevrolet key in it. And I'm like, well, that can't be that old. They didn't make Chevys 60 million years ago. I mean, it may look like it, you know, some of these models out there, but I guarantee you dinosaurs weren't driving Chevys, right? I mean, it just wasn't happening. And I'm like, and then I realized that the flood of Noah's day would produce the conditions necessary to give us all the rock strata. And so that started my whole quest down and journey down this path of creation science. But evolutionists still keep coming back and throwing all kinds of nonsense, and they think they've got their strong proofs. I came across these 2 books. I read the small one that you have here, The Vanishing Proofs for Evolution. So there's a famous trial that, that they had many, many years ago. It's called the Scopes trial, the monkey trial, where a man was accused of teaching evolution in the classroom, and so they were trying to show that, no, we have the right to do this, and there was a big trial. Although the creationists won, the evolutionists won the battle, the larger battle, the war, because they used shame and intimidation, and look how stupid these people are. And it eventually rolled in the favor of the evolutionists. The problem with that is that they presented 9 lies as proof of evidence for evolution in there, and it wasn't known that they were lies until a little later.
Oh, wow.
So all 9 of their points were lies. Were all lies. And that continues to this day. So there's many, many proofs you've been seeing. One would be the peppered moths. You have a tree trunk, you have a white moth, a black moth on it saying, see, the birds can see that black moth on that white trunk very easy. He eats him, he's selected, he's gone, and look at that, proof for evolution. Or the factories are belching out smoke and they turn the trees white. Now the white moth is seen more easily. The black moth has disappeared. See, evolution in action. Lie. It's a total lie. Number 1, the moths were glued to the tree. They were dead. Number 2, the moth doesn't even like to land on the trunks. He's up in the leaves. That's just for starters. There's other things that they've held out as proof that are just flat out lies. And the crazy thing is that the evolutionists know this. Those that are in the research, they know this. They suppress the truth and unrighteousness. They don't want it out. So if you want the complete handbook on it, this will blow your stack. This is like the reference resource you want to have on your bookshelf that says, the evolutionists say this. Go flip to the page. It's quotations by evolutionists themselves that says, no, this really can't be. This is bankrupt. It really doesn't work. I'll give you one, natural selection. Everybody's heard of natural selection, right?
Yeah.
Who came up with it? Do you know the man who came up with that idea? His
Charles
first name was, there
Charles
you go,
Darwin,
Charles Darwin. Well, that was in his first book. Do you know that in his second book, called The Descent of Man, he later wrote, no, natural selection cannot account for a process that would work in favor of evolution. He actually recanted on natural selection in his second book, but you never hear that.
Wow.
So he himself said, nope, that's a failed mechanism, won't work. Because it can account for the survival of the fittest, but it cannot account for the arrival of the fittest. The other thing we've talked about that has been talked is mutations. Oh, these mutations. Every now and then there's a beneficial one. Lie. We have done thousands of research examples on trying to introduce mutations on things, living things. 100% of the time it's killed it. In fact, If mutations were the things that made superior animals and superior plants and superior humans, we've had 3 grand experiments that have inundated the area of mutations, because the only thing we really know that creates, the main thing we know that creates mutations is called radiation. So we go to Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and Chernobyl, where a nuclear power plant exploded and spewed incredible amounts of radiation all over Russia and Ukraine. Of course, you know about the dropping of the atomic bomb in Japan. Do you find a superior race of human beings popping out from there? No, you find lots of cancer, death rates, 3-headed cows, all kinds of plant death and disease. You see no improvements there.
Siamese twins.
100% of the time, mutations work against you, because it would be like trying to go to your car and I just randomly shoot at it with a machine gun hoping to produce a 747 aircraft. You can't take a finely designed machine and just randomly throw junk at it expecting that something's going to improve. That's bonkers. That's nuts. It makes zero sense. And the science backs it. You can observe it. You can repeat it. Some atheistic scientists have spent their entire lives mutating fruit flies, which their full life cycle is 12 days. That's it. They've mutated, they've spent their whole life mutating multiple generations of fruit flies only to find consistent failure. Every one of their mutations makes a weaker fly that would only die out. Gee, God's design was perfect from the beginning. Go figure. That story and countless more are in there. It's a marvelous book, $6 or $7. You want to preview it? Go to evolution-facts.org. All that's online with more information than you can imagine. I'm halfway through the book, and I'm already loving every ounce of it. So, yes, definitely one for the bookshelf.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Saints, if you guys are interested, or if you just randomly click the video and you're an atheist, but you for some reason you are seeking for truth, hey, come check this out. And
you can get it at Chick Tracks. Chick.com sells it for $6 or $7. Very inexpensive. Chick, CHICK.com.
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Seek ye the Lord.